Hello. Give me a moment here to just get settled. Let's see. Hello, a traveler of worlds, and welcome to what is. Wait! To what is the very first Art for the Heart live stream here on IMOVARA. I don't know why I'm a little bit nervous, which is strange because, to give you a little bit of backstory, if you're new here and you haven't joined one of these before, I used to do these on my other channel, A Traveler of Worlds. And so I've done a lot of streams on there. And I have now moved them to IMOVARA because I think it's a little bit more fitting to the things that we do on here. A Traveler of Worlds is more like behind the scenes vlog kind of channel where I share my life, whilst IMOVARA is hopefully becoming a very artsy, creative, and healing and comforting space. And so yeah, it felt natural to move it on here. But I don't know, this feels new. It feels new. So anyway, that being said, if you don't know what Art for the Heart live streams are, they are basically just short little, like an hour to 90-minute long, what do you call it? Art therapy sessions. Well, not art, like, disclaimer here, I am not an art therapist. I am not a licensed anybody, but I really enjoy using art as a tool for grounding myself, for healing myself bit by bit, for connecting to myself. And so these little sessions here are us just doing a fun little art practice to reconnect with ourselves, and especially today and this month because it is the self-awareness month in IMOVARA. And so today is all about sitting in stillness with ourselves and validating our emotions and see how we're doing, see how we're feeling. So that's the plan for today. I have some crayons, some watercolor crayons. I've got watercolor paper, I've got some brushes, and you can do this with any medium that you like. You can do this with acrylics, you can do this with watercolors or oil crayons, anything, or just a colored pencil. This is just like, today I wanted to use something that encourages me to connect to my inner child, which crayons, I don't know about you, but crayons are like the it's the medium for me that just immediately makes me think of my childhood. So it's like, yeah, that's what I'm going for today. And I will be using that to, yeah, hopefully just bring a little bit of peace and a little bit of calm into my evening. I don't know where you're at, but I'm in Norway. It is currently a little past 7 o'clock. I am already I will admit, I'm kind of in sleepy mode. I'm kind of already like I kind of want to go to bed. But I will do this first to soothe myself. Hopefully you feel comfortable coming along. But another important note with these live stream is that you are completely free to do whatever you feel like. If you just want to work on your own piece, if you want to be reading or knitting, or just sit in silence in company, like, this live stream is here for you in any way that you like, in any way that you want. But today, or like, not just today, but for like these live streams, I do always have a little practice that you can follow along with if you like. I hope that audio and everything is okay. I always have a struggle with that. Like, my my technical details are saying that it's fine, but I guess we will find out eventually. So I got my crayons, and I will now, before I touch those, before we get started, I like to begin with some deep belly breathing, just to center ourselves, to ground ourselves, just to tell our bodies that, hey, we are now just going to spend some time in quiet, in good company, in colorful company. I'm just going to be here. For the next hour, I'm just going to be here. I don't have to think about the rest of the world. I don't have to think about all the noise in my head. I am speaking from my current state of mind because I will admit my brain is very noisy these days with a lot of, how do you call it, uninvited thoughts, meaning I am kind of harsh to myself. I feel like I'm kind of mean to myself. I am putting a lot of pressure on myself, and my confidence is low, and it's all that noise is like giving me a headache. And I just need to tell myself right now that I'm just here and I'm letting go of everything. I don't want to be listening to my own brain right now. And so just to really emphasize that feeling of I'm just here with my art with a bit of color, we're going to do some deep belly breathing. So the way that goes is we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, then we're going to hold it for 2, and then we're going to breathe out for 6. So breathe in for 4, hold it for 2, breathe out for 6. And we're going to do that 3 times. So let's get settled here. I'm sitting on a cushion, but I have to say the floor's a little bit hard. I should find my... And then breathe out for 6 and just tell yourself, I'm just here with Frederike. We're gonna play with some colors and just have some fun. So let's go. Last one. And then you can gently let your breathing go back to a comfortable rhythm. Maybe it can be a little bit slower than before. Just feel yourself get comfortable, just a little bit more present. Nothing else but right here and now exists. Nothing else but this little live stream. If you're in a comfy chair, if you're comfortable sitting on the floor, in your office, in your bedroom, wherever you are, that's all that exists right now. It's all that ever really exists, but... What? Oh! Shoot! Okay. So my camera has apparently frozen, so I hope that my sound is still here. Let's see if this works. Are we back to... Wait. Are we back now? Let's see. I hope so. I hope I wasn't frozen for too long. Luckily, my fiance saw that it was frozen. Let's see. Are we live still? I think so. This is what I mean when I say that the technical stuff is just like, I just don't get it. So I just hope everything looks fine, and maybe I should keep an eye out on my screen being frozen. Okay, apologies for that. We were just in the middle of deep belly breathing and trying to center ourselves, and then we had a little disturbance, but that's the way that it is. Oh, yeah, Kelly, I can see. Yeah, oh, by the way, if you see me looking down, I have the chat down here. So Kelly, yes, I can see that you're writing to me. Hey, Kelly! Oh, it's so nice to see you again. Thank you for joining in today. That means a lot. I hope that my screen is still okay. That I'm not like in some weird kind of frozen state. I think we're good. I think we can let this like little hiccup slide. I'll just pretend like this is my first ever live stream. It kind of feels that way. Okay, I look good. Thank you, Kelly. I'm happy. Okay, so we're good. For now, we're good. Let's just pretend that that didn't happen. Can we see if we can... Well, you probably are still breathing normally. My heart rate has gone up a little bit just because things went wrong, and I just need to tell myself that, hey, I'm in good company and you guys are lovely and everything is fine. So I just need to tell myself that everything is okay. Okay. Deep breaths. Shall we start with a little practice? I think it's time for that. So what I said at the beginning was today is about self-awareness. It is about tuning into ourselves and most of all, validating our feelings. So however you've been feeling today, however you've been feeling this week or the last couple of weeks, today I thought could be an invitation to kind of travel a little bit back in time and just see how we've been. Just take a moment here before we start with more artsy stuff, or before we start the artsy stuff. Just take a moment to tune into yourself. How are you feeling right now? How have you been feeling lately? And if you can, if you feel comfortable with it, try to ask yourself where that may be coming from. And just sit with it. You don't have to there's no judgment involved here. We're just noticing our emotions. It can be sadness, it can be anxiety, it can even be anger. Maybe it is joy, maybe it is peace. I would love if that was the case for you, or if that is the case for you, I hope you feel peaceful and joyful. But if you don't, just see what surfaces and just see how it feels in the body. How has it like physically been affecting you, and how are you? How are you today? I know for myself that I have been very anxious lately. My head has been very loud, very noisy, like I said a couple of minutes ago. Feeling overwhelmed. I've just been feeling kind of off. And yeah, also my confidence has been low. So for me, that can look like I find it hard to reach out to people. I find it hard to post anything online. I will admit, I found it a little bit hard to start this live stream today, just because I've had low confidence. And that's okay. I'm telling myself that that's just how it is sometimes. And we can't always have seasons where we just do our work and do the things that we love and feel good about it. As long as we stick to it and keep going and show some kindness and show ourselves some grace. So I know that these are kind of the things that are going on in here for me, that are going on in my mind. And so just for as long as you need, just validate yourself. Really validate yourself if you can. That might sound a little bit not hard, but like abstract. Can I say that? If it's abstract, but just see if anything comes up. And when you're ready, find the mediums that you enjoy. So either I'm using crayons today. I said it a little bit earlier, but I think I'll say it again because usually you guys pop up a little bit later. So I'm giving all the information at the beginning when nobody's here, and then I'm like, I should have waited a little bit. But for the mediums, use anything that you like. Just the medium that brings you the most joy, the most relaxation, the most calm. I'm using watercolor crayons today, so I will be drawing a little bit with those. And then I can like activate them with water so that they float and look beautiful on the page. So let's see if I can open this up. So I don't know, I'm a little bit too far away, but it looks something like this. I just have a whole range of beautiful colors. And the first thing we're gonna do with whatever kind of what do you call it? If you have a sketchbook, or like me, I'm just using a sheet of paper. Or a block of watercolor paper, or a canvas, anything. The first thing we're going to do is think of ourselves as a shape. I invite you to acknowledge how you feel, validate your feelings, and just if you could put that in a shape with a color that you like. See if you can like think of a funky little weird shape that right now is you, in a color that suits you, that feels comfortable, that comforts you. The shape can be simply a circle, it can be a square, it can be something freely hand-drawn, like a weird scribbly scroller. Whatever you feel like, make it a shape in a color that you enjoy. So I'm gonna pick a color. And I think this one looks nice. I don't think it says what kind of color it is, but it's kind of this. Oh yeah, it does. Let's see. Malachite green. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to be using a malachite green. And well, just kind of pointy already. So. Oh, no. Not a sheep. But what was I saying that sounded like a sheep? Kelly, I don't. Now I don't remember. But I definitely did not say sheep. So, think of yourself as now I get it. You thought I said sheep instead of a shape. That would be fun though. You know, maybe we should draw ourselves like a sheep, like just a cuddly, cozy, sweet little sheep. You could make that as your shape if you like. That's funny. Okay, so you can either draw a sheep or a shape, any shape that you want. I think I'm just going to be hand drawing and see if I can even close my eyes and just see what my hand comes up with. One thing I do want to do is put this shape in the middle, in the center of my paper. So like I am the center of this paper, and then the things that we do next is like around us, if that makes sense. So I think for fun, I'm again going to I might be closing my eyes a lot during this session, because in all honesty, I do these sessions as much for myself as I do them for like to share or to live stream. But I really enjoy doing these things just to encourage myself to see how I feel and to encourage my own healing and my own growth. So I'm just going to sit here, approximately look at the center of my page. Remember to breathe. Everything is fine. I'm okay. I am safe. I am comfortable. I hope my screen is still my screen is still alive. And I'm just gonna be making, like a child, I'm just with my eyes closed, make a splash. Okay. That's an interesting splash. So this is me right now. We were going to make a shape, and this shape will represent you, and you were going to choose a color that you enjoy, and this is my shape. Wait, I'm not even sure if you can see that very well. I should fix some kind of second camera at some point. But yeah, I got a weird shape, and I'm just going to color that in. And again, you can use any medium that you like. Do this with colored pencils, with acrylic paints. Just the thing that you enjoy. Here I got my little shape. Funky little shape. And since this is crayon or watercolor crayon, I'm also going to take a pen. Oh, shoot, I forgot paper. That's inconvenient. Oh, I needed some paper. Paper. Well, I guess I can use... Give me a second here. Let's see. I'm just going to take this thing. There we go. I guess this works too. I hope. See. Slightly cramped here. Okay, so I am just going to add some water to this to activate the color on my page. But if you don't, like if you're ready to go to the next thing, I again invite you to see how you're feeling and see if you look at the colors that you have in front of you, is there any color that stands out, that feels like it represents that feeling? Or maybe it's a thought, or maybe it's a very physical experience. Is there anything that you feel that can be connected to a color? So basically, the gist of today's little thing is that we're gonna express and validate our emotions and validate how we're truly feeling, and do it through color. So no words, no lines or sketching or anything. We're going to use color as a way to just validate them on the page. So see if you feel anything specific and find a color that represents that. And take your time for it. I really want to encourage you to take your time for choosing your color. Take your time to acknowledge the feeling. Maybe you can dive a little deeper. Maybe you can ask yourself, well, why am I feeling this way? Is there anything that has triggered it? Is it just a very quiet something that has been going on in the background for a while? See if you can like peel away the layers of why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. And connect it to a color that represents that. maybe you're feeling very joyful today or very calm. And maybe you then can ask yourself, why am I feeling so joyful? Why am I feeling so calm? Because if we can like understand why we are feeling good in a certain way, figure out what kind of triggered the positive feelings, it is easier to kind of replicate that. We can then remember why we ended up feeling these positive feelings. Then we can encourage it to show up again, if that makes sense. The same goes for if you're having some negative feelings. At least this is like, I talk from just my own weird little brain, right? These are just my random thoughts. But for me, I feel like if I understand where negative feelings come from, what triggered it, what happened, what was the situation that caused it, if I know that, I can take, what do you call it, steps, or I can do things to prevent myself from it being triggered the same way again, or I can at least be more cautious about it, be more aware of it, more self-aware of it, to maybe protect myself from it next time. I also said earlier in the stream that I was going to try to not talk too much, because since we're trying to tune inwards and see how we're feeling, you know, I should probably not babble constantly in your ear. I don't think I've done a very good job at that just yet, but so this is my shape. I might be a little bit slow, you might be way ahead of me, or maybe you're still taking your time to make your shape. But the shape in the center of your page represents you. And this is apparently me today. Because I closed my eyes and I just let my hand kind of draw over it, or like my hand make a little squiggly thing. And I chose a color that felt very representative of how I'm feeling, and this is what it became. So this is me today. And now, if you're ready, we're going to choose another color, but we're going to choose a color that represents a feeling that you may be having. We're going to choose a color that represents maybe a thought or an experience or something that might be like kind of a little bit stuck in your body, or again, maybe you're very joyful and calm and you want to express that. But it's important, if you want to follow along, to choose a color that is representative of that feeling. So it seems to be that my go-to feeling is anxiety. I'm usually quite an anxious person. And to me, anxiety is a very physical experience. Like, I feel it in my solar plexus, I think it's called. Like, I feel it up here. It's a very, like, I feel the anxiety. So now, I'm just gonna have a little look at my beautiful crayons. And just take a moment. I have this interesting green here, dark olive. That one feels nice. It might all sound a bit strange, I guess, that I'm very much a person who connects. I feel like color is my second language. Like, everything I feel, I do, I think, all my experiences, I kind of see them through color. So that's, I guess, why I'm talking a lot about finding the color that represents a feeling. I found olive green. So the only thing I'm gonna do, because it's very, very simple today, I personally needed something very simple, but I still wanted to make a little bit of art just because I know that it soothes me, right? Just making a bit of art, it just helps me loosen up a little. So my olive green, and I'm just gonna make another shape around my center shape. This is me. Now I'm gonna like emphasize the feeling that I'm having by just coloring in another shape next to it. I am going to make sure though that it's connected to partly this shape in the center that is me. And I'm just going to have, this is why I chose crayons, because it's just like, it feels so free. There's no pressure behind it, I can just color it in. But since it's watercolor crayons, I can have that really satisfying experience of making the color explode on the page when I add water to it. And I'm trying to tell myself that I was supposed to stay a little bit quiet today so that you actually can have the space to think instead of just listening to me. I have a bad habit of getting quite chatty during these live streams. Okay, so I got a color for my anxiety now. But I want to add in some more. I haven't activated it with my water yet. I think I would just want to draw it in first, and then I'm gonna add in the water later to like get the satisfaction of seeing the colors come to life. But again, you do this in any way that you like. You can alter and change and modify things that feel right to you. This is just like the things that I do are just a little invitation to play around with ideas, of creative ideas that are there to support your nervous system, support your inner child. That's not about outcome. It's not about making a beautiful art piece. It's simply about expressing yourself through color and through art, and the experience of doing that, not the outcome. So okay, next color for me. I think that will be I think I have this beautiful light gray that I'm going for, because it's still very much winter here in the Norwegian countryside, and I am definitely having a bit of issues with the winter blues and just my mood being low because of it. And so this light gray, this little bit of a numb color, cold color, is a nice representative of that. And then again, and again, I'm just kind of making it its own shape. I am also connecting it. You can't really see it well, I think, because of the lighting, but I'm also connecting it to my other colors, just because this whole page represents me at its center, and then all the feelings, all the thoughts, all the noise that is going on around me. And I just hope that at the end of it, I managed to get it a little bit more outside of myself. Instead of just constantly going in a loop in my own head, I just get it out. Just get it out a little bit. Oh, thank you, Kelly. That means a lot. Kelly is saying, please say whatever you are led to say and trust. I will remember that. Thank you. I think I needed to hear that. I think that is where the low confidence comes in. Okay, so a little story time. I had an experience not long ago with a friend that it went sideways because there was some miscommunication. Something happened where we had a hard time understanding each other. And me, a person who has avoided human contact for many years of her life. Well, not avoided it, but like I just have found it difficult, right? I'm a very self-conscious person. How do you call it? Self-aware, but not in a good way, I would say. I'm not sure where I'm getting at. But anyway, I had this experience that went sideways with a friend, where we said some things to each other that like made me confused about who I am. not that one person can make me confused about who I am. I think I know who I am. There's also a whole lot of things I don't know about myself, which I know I will learn throughout the years as I grow. There's a whole lot more to learn about myself. But just like having a fallout with a person whom you actually deeply care about, it did something to my confidence. And I'm not used to that because I, in general, have stayed away from people because I don't want to end up in a situation where that happens. And it happened. And so I definitely think that that has contributed to that, yeah, that feeling of low confidence. Which is logical, right? It's logical. So I'm not really sure why I shared that. Yeah. Well, I guess it kind of trickled into everything that I do, right? I realized that you put yourself in quite a vulnerable position when you put yourself out online. I started talking to this person online. We became friends online. And I think it just made me a little bit scared of the online world again. In like, yeah, I don't know. But I take it as a very important lesson that there's a lot to take away from it. There's a lot to learn from it, and I will. And right now, I just have to sit in my own discomfort. So I have my weird centered blob in the middle. That's me. And then I have my anxiety, which is olive green. And then I have my low confidence. No, it was not low confidence. I don't know why I even started talking about that. But like the winter blues and like the low mood is my light gray here. That being said, I do want to sprinkle in some, like, I don't want to put myself in a gloomy situation because I have also found a lot of peace the last couple of days because of this thing that happened. I really had to like recenter myself and think things through, and through it I found a lot of peace just by being okay with not being okay. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Yeah, maybe that's why I say things. Well, I don't know. I guess with everything that I say, I hope that at some point, I guess it's also my desire to feel less alone about things, right? To see that there are more people in the world who can resonate and understand and feel similar things, and maybe that way we can make, yeah, the world and life and human contact feel a little bit less scary. I'm not sure if anyone resonates with that, but that's definitely a me thing as well. That I've always been scared of those kind of things, and putting yourself out there is scary, but it's also so worth it when you meet wonderful, wonderful people like Kelly. Thank you for being here today, Kelly, and all of you who are watching in silence. I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you for joining me. Just want you to know that. Anyway, like I said, I've also felt some peace with just being in this weird headspace that I'm in. And I've managed to accept, I think, that sometimes this is just okay. I don't need to know anything. I don't have to figure anything out. I can just sit with my discomfort, and that's fine. So, in honor of that, I want to add in a bit of more of a positive color here. So, got these ones. Something that represents peace. A color that gives me the feeling of peace. Today, at least. Like, one day, the color of peace to me is a golden yellow. And another day, the color of peace to me might be a vibrant green or a very dark blue. It just completely depends on my mood. Hey, Princess Appaloosa, you're here too. Thank you. That makes me so happy. Thank you for saying hi. It's like you never know who's like watching quietly behind the scenes, but thank you for saying hello. I really appreciate it. Okay, so my peaceful color for today. Ooh. Might be this vibrant red one. What is this? Carmine. A carmine red. Okay, I'm gonna use that. And once again, I'm just gonna color that in. Make a weird shape. And I feel like I'm getting excited because I haven't activated all my colors yet with my watercolor crayons. And so when I do that soon enough, I will have this explosion of color on my page here. But today the color that makes me feel peaceful is Carmine Red. And again, you can adjust and modify these things in any way that you like. You can even use this practice as like for a completely different emotional thing that you're in. I just hope it can kind of loosen up that idea of that art has to be something, right? Art doesn't have to be anything but the joy of doing it. And also the emotional support it can give. I think that's what this is for me. These like art for the heart things are like emotional support for myself. Not only does it encourage me to play and not be strict with my more professional art, but it's also just, it invites me to be freer, to just express myself, to let loose, to explore my own emotions through color. And there we go. That's my peace color. So for now, my main emotions or my main state of mind is like the anxiety, the moody winter blues, but also the peace that comes with when you just find acceptance in where you're at. Doesn't mean you have to be okay with it. Like, there's a big difference between being happy with how you're feeling or being happy with how your life is. It's another thing to be really upset about it. And it's a whole different, how should I call it? There's a whole different weight to it when you just find acceptance. Like, your life can be whatever it is, but if you can find acceptance in where you're at, because at the end of the day, life is just an accumulation of phases, of seasons, right? Of things happening back to back, and it feels like in the moment, it just feels like your whole world is just that thing that is happening, or the things that are happening, it feels like it will never change. But if anything God has told me, shared with me, anything God has taught me, that's what I want, not told or taught, but one thing I think God has taught me is that life is just an accumulation of seasons and of phases. And usually, I've had so many phases in my life, which I know you have too, right? And when I look back at it, might have been the most horrible things, but I look back at it and I see how much it has made me into the person that I am today. And maybe this is not true for everyone, but I think like I personally wouldn't want to be anyone else. Like, I have my weird things, my weird thoughts, my problems, my this and my that's, and my all the things I need to change and grow and heal and whatever. But I don't want to be anyone else than I am right now. And that means I also need to accept all the shitty situations that I've been in, right? And for now, I might feel like shit lately, but I will trust that there's a purpose to that, and that it will lead me something, or that it will teach me something, and that it just needs to be there. I find that very interesting. Kelly said, like, trust. You used very specifically the word trust, Kelly, and that's such a beautiful word, because right now I just need to trust that whatever phase I'm in, it will make me more of the person that I already enjoy becoming. No idea if that makes sense, but it's like, yeah, since all the past stuff has led me here, and I don't want to be anyone else, I will trust that all the things that happen moving forward will just be stepping stones to becoming more of this of this. And I don't mind that. And if it means shitty situations and hard seasons, then that's okay. I'll take it. And so I find acceptance in that. I'll accept it. Doesn't mean that it's fun, doesn't mean that I'm enjoying it, but I accept it. So, I never, fun fact, I never look back on my old streams because I'm like, oh God, what did I say this time? So I'm staying away from them because I'm like embarrassed. But I know I don't have anything to be embarrassed about. But I can also go on rants and say some very random stuff, and then it's like, yeah, I don't need to rewatch that. Anyway, I got my color of anxiety, of winter blues, of peace. I have my weird blob in the center. Now I'm wondering if I should add one more color or two. Okay, another invitation to, again, if you've been following along a little bit, take a little bit of a break, recenter yourself and turn inwards and see how you're feeling. What is showing up? Because that was kind of, that I think that's like the biggest part I hope I can invite you to do today is just take a moment to sit with yourself. You don't have to make art, you don't have to write about it, but if you can just sit with yourself for a couple of minutes and validate your feelings, validate your thoughts without judgment, just be where you are. Just validate your own presence. So I think, yeah, one more color. I think that's fitting for me. And honestly, I think I'm going to go for a hopeful one. Because despite all the turbulent stuff that I might be feeling, I also feel very hopeful. Yeah. And that's a nice feeling to have. I have hope. I didn't used to be a person who had a lot of hope, but I've become a person who holds on to and allows and feels a lot of hope. So let's acknowledge that. And I'm going to do that with this beautiful, what is it described as? Orange. Orange. Oh, the color is orange, but it looks like a deep cadmium yellow of sorts. Like a very warm yellow. So I'm just going to fill in the rest of my page with that. And I still haven't added any color to these watercolor crayons. So I'm very excited to do that. I'm very curious to see how my choice of emotional colors will play out on the page. And remember to breathe. Breathe a little bit slower if you can. So for those of you here who are new to Art for the Heart, every session that we have is just a very, very simple little art practice that is more there for the emotional expression of things, or like exploring our own emotional worlds. They are never about the outcome or getting better at art. It's just there to invite you to turn inwards, to explore, to feel, to heal. They are also simplified versions of a video series that I have that is called Yoga for the Creative Mind. So Yoga for the Creative Mind is basically also a little art practice that we do that is connected to an emotional world, to a specific seasonal life phase, but there's a little bit more to it, I think. Just because I have the opportunity to film and to think things through, and these little live streams are meant to be as simple as possible, to just have fun and to feel our way through it. But yeah, so Art for the Heart is just basically art therapy for your inner child, only I'm not a licensed anybody. I'm just a woman who enjoys doing this and who finds a lot of comfort in doing these little funky art practices. And then, which is new, is that I have the quiet hour live streams, which will be on Sundays. I try to do them regularly on Sundays, where I have quiet and comforting music, just beautiful music to listen to. And I won't be talking, I will just be working on a creative project of my own. And those you can find on Sundays. But Art for the Heart is usually every other Thursday. So the next one is not next Thursday, it's the Thursday after that. And if you wonder when things are posted, when things are happening, I do have a little schedule posted in the post section of this channel. So if you want to see when certain videos are posted or when certain things are happening, you can check that out if you like. And most importantly, February is the month of self-awareness here in IMOVARA. So shortly explained if I can. Every month here in IMOVARA has like an emotional theme. It has a life theme that we kind of loosely try to stick to. So every video that I make, every live stream that I have will be loosely fitting around this topic. So February is self-awareness. Next month will be hope and awakening, because March usually is like the month when we start to think about spring and lighter days and new things coming and dreams and those kind of things. So I hope I explained that somewhat understandably. Anyway, I'm now going to be activating my colors on my page, which is really exciting. The question is, which one do I start with? Maybe I start with my gray one. I also noticed that the brush that I chose still had a lot of old brown paint on it. So there might be accidentally a bit of brown paint mixed in with the other colors that I have here. But that doesn't matter. Oh yeah, and also the thing with the yoga for the creative mind sessions, and basically all the videos that I share will have some sort of a template. So either a template for an abstract practice like the yoga for the creative mind sessions, or we have a traveler's canvas in which I film or make real-time long tutorials of a very simple nature landscape with watercolors. And so for each of them I share templates that you can use in your own practice if you like, color in your own emotional worlds in which way you like. What I wanted to say with that is I also now have something called Letters from IMOVARA. So this is just like a little newslettery thing where monthly I share the templates, I share some coloring pages, I share some ideas, some stories and everything from the IMOVARA universe. And you can find everything in the description if you like. It's just an invitation. It's just if you want a bit more of creative, colorful healing and comfort, whatever you prefer to have is there if you like. I hope that makes sense. I am really enjoying adding water to my... This is so vibrant. Wow. This is like... This is really stunning. These crayons are much stronger in pigment than I thought they would be. And remember, there's absolutely no way you can do any of these practices that we do, any of these little things that we do, you can literally not do it wrong. It's all to be adapted and modified to your liking, to how it works and how it feels for you. These are all just little ideas you can take with you, or not if you don't enjoy them. Oh, that's a nice yellow. That is stunning. Oh, I like the hopeful color that I picked. I instantly feel more hopeful because I chose this color. Like, really, color is its own language. It really, really is. There is something so soothing and satisfying about choosing colors that just resonate to your bones. Resonate to your bones. Resonates into your bones. I don't know. I might say some weird things here and there just because English isn't my native language. Just look, oh, I'm not sure if you can see that, but look at that yellow. Is that even something that you can... That's just beautiful. That is so beautiful. Oh, wow. I'm loving this. I like my little practice today. I'm having a good time. If I may say so myself. So again, hopefully what you've kind of ended up with after this little thing today is that all the things that were in your head, or maybe like kind of stuck in your body, that it has gotten a little bit of an outlet. It has been allowed to exist a little bit outside of yourself as well. In that way, maybe we can invite to let it go. Well, it depends. Like if you're feeling happy and calm and peaceful, then you don't want it to go. So then you can just admire it on the page, right? But if you feel like you came here today feeling a bit, having a few iffy feelings or a bit low on energy or these kind of things, maybe this little practice and maybe choosing these colors can be an invitation to find acceptance in it and then gently letting it go. To just be okay where you're at. Just find some peace in whatever state you may be in. I also find like I was usually so, how should I say it, caught up in my brain, right? That like why am I feeling this way? Why am I like this? Why am I like that? Just kept asking myself that instead of just sitting with it and allowing myself to just feel it and say that, hey, today's a shitty day. You know what? Today's just a shitty day. And that's okay. And somehow that now I can do that, right? Not always. I'm trying to get better at it. But like when you do that, it gives so much more of a relief feeling. Like you don't need to have a reason for feeling a certain way. But if you can just allow yourself to feel it, that itself gives relief, in my humble opinion. But then also, if you start sitting with your emotions, it's also an invitation to learn more about yourself and see where things are coming from. You don't have to understand it, you don't have to learn from it, but how often do we take time to listen to our inner emotional landscape, right? How often do we bring attention to our emotional worlds? Ask ourselves how we're feeling, how we're doing. Maybe we're very good at asking our loved ones, but you should be a part of your own loved one circle as well. Oh, thank you, Kelly. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Kelly says she will share this with her small channel as well. Oh, by the way, Kelly, I remember that I said in one live stream, that's quite a while, that was before Christmas, I think, that I would reach out to you, and I haven't done that, and I have been thinking about that a lot. I wanted to reach out to you, and I think I just disappeared in my own little bubble. I have a bad habit of doing that. But I've been thinking about you regularly, and so I will reach out when my brain is in a bit of a better state of mind, I would say. But I haven't forgotten about you. I just wanted you to know that. I haven't forgot about saying that I wanted to reach out to you. And so it just made me really happy when I saw that you showed up today. I just honestly want to say that. So, I have now... This is my... See, this was kind of like... This is me today. This is me the last couple of days, weeks. I am the blue blob in the center. Kind of dysfunctional, kind of irregular, kind of all over the place. In this cool, moody color. And I acknowledged my anxiety, which today was the olive green. And I acknowledge that I'm having the winter blues, which it just is, and that's okay. But I think also from that I realized that I find peace in it. I have found my peace with it. And through finding my peace with that and acknowledging that I can find peace even in discomfort, it brings me hope, which is my yellow color. And so this is just a beautiful representation of my inner world right now. My blue blob and my other colors. And just looking at color in general makes me happy. It just really does. So, I'm very curious, like I want to ask this more. If you joined in today and you followed along, even just a smidgy bit, feel free to either, if you want it to be shared, like I would love to just see what you're making, right? I don't have the opportunity to see what you're doing, but if you would like for me to see it, maybe even share it, you can find our Discord server in the description, where it's a small group with very lovely and kind and creative people. You can share it there if you like. You can also share it on Instagram and tag IMOVARA, and I can see it there and share it there. You can also find my email through my website, but that sounds a little bit too something. But it just, like, if you'd like to share it, just know that I'd like to see it. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kelly, that you've missed it. I will, I know there's another fun little self-confidence thing for me, that I have had a hard time wanting to say that I do live streams. Like, that's just when again, I'm just in a weird phase, which is okay, but I need to be a little bit better at just sharing the timing, sharing the times when things are happening. I can share it earlier, and I will be better at that. Just give a little bit more, not warning, but like, you get what I mean. Anyway. Yeah. How long have you been doing this? Oh, you're on the east coast of the USA. That's so cool, Kelly. That you're from the United States. I love that. It's so weird to think about that. Like, I'm just in Norway, in the countryside of Norway, and I just, we can interact live together from the complete opposite side of the world. It fascinates me. It's fascinating. That's so fun. Okay, anyway, lovely folks, it wasn't a very long one today, but know that I will be back in 2 weeks with another Art for the Heart. They are every other week. Then we have the Quiet Hour, the Quiet Creative Hour, which will be often on Sundays, most Sundays, I hope, where it's just music and quiet painting company. And yeah, you have the videos, you can see the videos, and you can find them on Discord. It's just, whatever, like, just take what feels right, take what is comforting from IMOVARA, and just leave the rest. I just hope that it can bring a little bit of color and a little bit of comfort into your life. So yeah, thank you for today. Thank you for joining me. Remember, if you'd like for me to see it, feel free to share it wherever you can find me. Gosh. Okay, I think I've talked enough for today, everyone. It's time to stop. I'm gonna go eat some pasta and then I'm gonna go to bed. Oh, Lisa, you were here too? Oh, I didn't get to say hello to you, but thank you for being here. Oh, I missed you because I know that like I've been thinking about you. So thank you for sending me a little heart because then I know that you've been here. Thanks everyone for joining me today. We had a little bit of a hiccupy start with a frozen screen and everything, but I think this first little Art for the Heart session on IMOVARA turned out good enough. That's my motto moving forward. With everything that I do, it just has to be good enough. So, oh, I'm so happy that you found the Discord, Kelly. That's very exciting. There are very lovely people in there. So, okay, over and out. Now I just need to get myself out of this cramped. Sitting 1 hour on the floor isn't the most comfortable thing. I have yet to find like a good way to set up my live streams. But okay, everybody, thank you for today. I see you again live talking in 2 weeks, but this Sunday we also have a quiet creative hour. So look out for that if you like. Thank you for today. I will now go find my elf button. I appreciate you all.